See what I see? Spriggan. There she is, right there. Sneaky girl. But she's sleeping, so we're gonna let her be. But we saw you. Alright. Now here we have some entirely new terrain to conquer. But getting back to Riften, the shortest route would certainly be directly across this waste. So let's see if we can pull it off. No easy way across on this side. Unless there's a better way downstream, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to go for it. Water is swift, without a doubt. But it doesn't look too deep. So let's head straight across. Alright. A little bit soggy, but let's run it off. At least it doesn't seem too cold. Dragon's Tongue. That Dragon's Tongue has now become a vital ingredient. We've encountered 2 dragons now, both of which attacked us with flame. Flame, of course, is... or Dragon's Tongue, of course, is a good resist flame potion ingredient. Look at the woodpecker. It's a pileated woodpecker. That's great. Wow, look at him go. I mean, it looks like a wasteland, but there's a lot of wildlife here. Surviving, thriving, I would say. Now, this is an area of Skyrim that I think would be really interesting to do like a focused geographical playthrough. This in the marshes around Morthal. I've actually done that around Morthal. I had a character who was really focused on living in the swamps and dealing with the wildlife there. But this area is a completely different story. It would be interesting to just do a bit more of an in-depth study of what this is all about and how one would survive here. You know? What water sources are safe for drinking and which ones are not, and kind of what some of the geographical considerations are of living in a place like this. Okay, you can see the bridge over there, so we know that we're running parallel to the main road. So we're still on track. Bear got itself a rabbit over there. Oh, there's a settlement here, too. Alright, let's check this out. Darkwater Crossing. This is our first time in Darkwater Crossing. Wow. Arthmore has really turned this into kind of an idyllic spot, hasn't he? With this mod? I mean, Darkwater Crossing was always one of these places where you just kind of passed through. You never really stayed. But look at this. This is amazing. Don't you just want to live here? Hey. I love how close together the houses are. It really is. Uh-oh. What's this guy doing? That doesn't look good, does it? Dirkethus has his own house. Wow, I would totally live in this spot. And with the extra birds and stuff.
We need to do something about
the chickens and the geese kind of roaming around, and the pond and the waterfall, and oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. He's like completely transformed Darkwater Crossing into something amazing.
A traveler? I'll bet you've seen some sights. I used to be an adventurer in my day. Then I settled down, got married. That's right. I used to explore all over. I'm the one who originally found the mine Darkwater Crossing was built around.
Oh.
I was actually scouting a bit the other day, old time's sake. Spied a brigand heading back to his camp. Up for a little hunting? My husband is being a sad stick, so I can't go myself.
And Marin thinks that we should go there. I don't want to hear
all right.
about what you're learning from the
I'll do it.
This brings back
it's
memories.
High time you learn to be
Come back when you're
too.
done, and maybe I'll be up to showing you a few tricks.
He's a hefty fancy farmer.
Bandits are
Ask him
cowards.
to teach you to
Don't
farm.
strain yourself chasing them all down.
Is there something I can help you with?
Sweetheart, did you move my pickaxe?
It's at the south end, near that loose rock pile.
So you can be helpful sometimes.
No need to get snippy.
It's possible that that suspicious character we saw skulking through town was maybe part of this group of brigands she was talking about. But we'll take a look. Another one of these stones. Under the sign of the Atronach, absorb a portion of incoming spell damage and have a larger pool of magicka, but recover it more slowly. Not the sign for us, but interesting no less. Crap. Oh, man. All right. This is pretty much exactly the kind of scenario we don't want to be in when encountering a dragon out in the open like this. So we are going to be very cautious. Let's get into the trees here. Man. A little bit pinned here between a dragon and this fort. And a bear. Is he interested in us? Where's he going? Could be that he's just as frightened of a dragon as anyone else, which would be pretty smart. Ironically enough, this is a place that we know to be populated by bandits. Remember, we encountered a scared woman not too long ago who claimed to have been held captive here for some time. As much as Ettient would like to take it to the bandits, he just doesn't have that kind of time. Sadly. Okay, there's a giant up here. Kind of wondering if he's going to give us a hard time. Hey, we got a level. And I think this is going to be our bonus. Let's level up. Okay, so it's stamina time now. Hold on. Okay, let's get out of there. Back in again. Yeah, there's our bonus perk. Awesome. Okay, so we know that we've got to invest in smithing. So as we were talking about before, our next option here is expert smithing. So we're going to take this. We're not going to select Orcish. We're going to select hard steel, so scale plate and Nordic. This just gives us more options than Orcish does. Okay. Now, when it comes to spending the last point, I'm feeling like this investment has to be story-driven. And to me, that means that it's either an investment in increasing our alchemy, and what I would probably do... Man, let's see. Poisons you mix are 1% more powerful per level of alchemy. So that's essentially 40 more points of 40%. So 1% times 39, right? Is that right? 1% more powerful per level of alchemy, so 39% more powerful. That's certainly that's nothing to sneeze at for sure. When you use a beneficial potion or ingredient, you generate 2% of your magicka and stamina per second. That's not very helpful. Physician, you may choose a type of beneficial potion, health, magicka, or stamina. Potions you mix that restore or fortify the chosen attribute are 50% stronger. So this would allow us to make much more powerful healing potions. At this point, if I was going to invest in alchemy, I mean, potions and poisons you make are 40% stronger. I'd probably take this. I just get our Alchemy Mastery up to level 2, which is going to give us a 40% bonus on the power of everything that we make with alchemy. Whereas this is basically a 40% bonus only on poisons. So that I consider to be sort of story-driven option number 1. Option number 2 is to continue up here beyond expert to exotic smithing. And if we do this, we'd be investing in ebony, which would get us to a point where we can actually craft a much more powerful bow and much more powerful arrows to go with it. So either one of these options is going to help us considerably against the dragons. But right now I'm inclined to max out our smithing. So I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to select crystalline, which is going to be ebony and Stalrim. Okay. Hopefully this giant will allow us to pass without getting into a scuffle. Really not interested in that. We can help it. So we're gonna sneak past him. Now let's talk about one other thing that's going on here, okay? Here's the problem we have right now. Is that Ettient has so many things. So many things right now that are competing for his attention. Yeah, alright. You're fine. And he's being pulled a lot of different directions. What we understand of him is he's very curious about Nordic culture. And this idea of the dragons and the power that comes with it, and the Nords talking to him about this power and how he needs to test it and he needs to explore it and he needs to visit the Greybeards, and all this stuff is really compelling. And if it were up to him, he would go and do that stuff in a second. The problem, of course, is that Kerway is still out there somewhere, and he doesn't know what her status is, and he simply can't conceive of turning his attention to anything else right now. Look at that. It's one of those mounds, but it looks different, like it's been dug up. He would definitely notice that, because we've seen a lot of those around Skyrim. Alright, let's get on up in here. Based on previous scouting, we know for a fact that this road will take us into Shorestone. Somebody coming. There's nowhere to hide here, is there? No, possibly here. It's a mage. We're just going to give him his space. All right. Our ranger experience is going to tell us that this might be a viable option. So this is basically direction sense and what he's seen so far. You'll remember there was a point at which we were up in these mountains here. Now, obviously, it was further down the chain there, but we saw a trail very similar to this that was below us. So I don't think it's much of a leap, given what we understand of Etienne, that he might consider these two trails are connected, are actually the same trail. And it's heading in the right direction, so all right. Another trail going off somewhere. Etienne seems to be getting pretty comfortable traveling at night. Okay, there's another split from the main trail. There's a fox. If he's just chilling, that kind of hanging out, that might be a good indication that we're Safe from predators, at least for the moment. Okay, let's get up off this trail. There's a wolf. Okay. Hey, just passing through. Don't get crazy. They get a little angry, but they leave us alone pretty much. Just animals being territorial. Which is pretty standard behavior. We'll leave him be. This could be a good opportunity to get around him, though. Hope you're all doing well. I am fine. Welcome to yet another episode of Ettient's Tale. Okay. Our intuition is telling us that something's amiss here. But wrapping our brain around what it is seems to be somewhat difficult here. Okay, as we come up into this area, Etienne's definitely getting the sense that he's been here before. So this terrain looks familiar. When we came through here last time, we came straight across here and made our way up in here to get out of the lowlands as quickly as we possibly could. We were trying very much to stay out of sight. I think under the circumstances, however, right now, Etienne is concerned about the time factor. Let's do a time check. Hmm. All right, just after midnight. If I had to guess, I'd say Etienne's been gone for 2 days. Troll. We are going to avoid the troll. Wolves. We are surrounded on all sides with things that could potentially tear us apart. But Etienne has truly become a master of stealth. Which is pretty cool. It wasn't that long ago that he was released from prison into the wild and really had such poorly honed skills that we couldn't sneak up on anything. But he's shaken the dust off. Barrett here. Let's cut across this way. And he's managed to recover many of his vital ranger skills. It almost makes a person wonder how skilled a ranger he was before he was thrown in prison. Actually, he may have been quite out of practice there too, when you consider at that point he was probably more of a practiced sailor than a ranger or a forester, you know? All right, we've made it back. Well, Maven's obviously anxiously awaiting our return. So, no point in hiding that we're back. We're just going to walk right in the front door. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of The Passage, and I will see you next time.